Hey there. Happy March 1st. And North Texas, you know what that means. It means it's almost spring. So it's just warm enough for me to be able to start direct sowing my Alyssum sweet nights. And now if you're sitting there thinking to yourself like, almost spring, Graylin, it was 80 degrees yesterday in North Texas. What are you talking about? Yeah, even though it's been getting unseasonably warm in the month of February, we still have nighttime temperatures of about 50 degrees, and that will stunt the growth of a lot of our spring and summertime crops. So it's still not quite spring just yet, but it's coming. But it is warm enough, like I said, to be able to go ahead and plant these Alyssum sweet Oriental Nights, these tiny little purple flowers. I can't wait to grow these guys. Oh, wait a minute. What are we doing? Hey, come here, guy. Look at that, guys. We have us an earthworm here. This on the top layer of the soil. Let's go ahead and get this guy back in his home. So let's see if we can get you back in some soil, buddy. I want you out and getting baked in the sun. All right. I'll put him down in there. And I recently topped off these beds with compost that I was cultivating from last year. And squirrels love leaving me little pecans all throughout my compost. They love leaving their little gifts, but don't leave them in your soil. When you leave those pecans in your soil, what'll end up happening is those ginormous seeds will end up germinating, and then you'll have a whole problem of pecan seedlings all throughout your garden. So if that happens to you, if the squirrels are so kind like they are to me and leaving you these little gifts, make sure you pick them out of your bed whenever you get the chance. Oh, and hey there. If you're new here, the name is Gray. I am a Texas master gardener. Been growing for over 20 years. And I honestly would like you to just consider me as like your friendly neighborhood gardener, here to help you grow. I am growing in North Texas, that's zone 8B, and I am literally just south of Dallas, Texas. But this is a nice, safe space where we can talk about plants. And if you'd like, won't you plant some seeds with me today? And now the seeds that I am growing today are, like I said, my Alyssum Oriental Nights. And I couldn't be more happy than to be able to be planting these. This is actually the same seed packet that I was talking about when I was featured in the video with Epic Gardening. And we were talking about what we're excited about growing in 2026. And that came out back in January. And I was just as excited then as I am now, because these wonderful little flowers, one, they're purple. And I don't know what it is. I love seeing purple in the garden. I love that contrast of color. But these purple little pretty flowers aren't just that. They aren't just pretty flowers. They actually smell magnificent in the garden. Get out of the way, wood. They smell excellent in the garden. And for those of you that don't know me, I am all about having nice, sweet scents in the garden as I walk through, because I think it just creates like a awesome atmosphere. I mean, think about it now. Right now, I'm in the front yard of my house. And yes, I totally have a front yard garden. Why am I pointing my hory at you? I have no idea, but I digress. Um, so I like having something that's going to appease the olfactory system, our sense of smell, right? Especially when we come right out the front door, or when we're coming home from whatever adventures or work, mind you. I love having that present, almost to like greet me, so to speak. I mean, it's the exact reason why I have perennials like my lavender and my rosemary right by the front door too, because I want those scents to greet me. You know, I feel like it's gonna set the mood for my day. Does that make sense? And now another reason why I am really excited about the alyssums is because this is also a plant that's going to be heat and drought tolerant, which is going to be key out here in North Texas. And now, believe it or not, I know it's March 1st today, but in February, we're actually in the middle of a drought out here in Texas. I mean, can you even believe that? That's crazy, right? But yeah, that's why I'm going to be planting these alyssums, because I'm always conscious of trying to plant plants that are going to be tolerant of our climate, because I don't want to be out here every single day hand watering. And yes, I do a lot of hand watering, just because I don't know. It's just something about watering the garden or watering my plants for that matter. That's just calming to me. I love that. And now another cool aspect about the alyssum is that the flowers are actually edible. Yeah, much like your nasturtium, the alyssum is actually an edible plant, which makes great for like a decorative garnish in the culinary world. Isn't that cool? And now another aspect about it. I know if you're watching me kind of drizzle these seeds in here, I know you're probably thinking like, Graylin, don't you need to respect spacing? Aren't you always talking about respect and spacing? Not when it comes to the alyssum. This is a plant that's going to create all of these perfect little cluster of purple flowers. And this is not one that you're going to need to worry about competition for nutrients or even worrying about thinning out. This is what your plant's going to look like. This is what we're talking about. They're going to make like these little beautiful cluster flowers. So it's completely okay in this aspect. And that's why I like the thought of growing these alyssums, because this is one of those plants where you kind of almost like set it and forget it, kind of like growing echinacea, right? Now, granted, echinacea we know is a perennial, so it'll come back every year. Unfortunately, it's out if you're outside of zone 5, anything higher than zone 5 and below, like us out here in zone 8B, and we can only kind of grow it as an annual. But it's going to be a sweet smelling, pretty annual. And now another cool aspect about the alyssum is that this is not a plant where you need to focus on seed depth, because I know that can be challenging from time to time. This is a seed that you literally can just kind of broadcast, and so sprinkle your seeds in and just kind of press them down into the soil. Now, I know earlier you might have seen me digging a little bit of a trench, but it's really not necessary when it comes to your alyssums, because you can just kind of press them. See how I'm just kind of going through and pressing them down, press them right into that top layer of soil, and they will germinate perfectly fine. It looks like I'm out. I think I might need to get another pack of alyssums, um, because I mean it was about 30 seeds in this packet, but we have planted them already, and I can't wait to see them spring up. But the challenge for me is I still don't know what else is going to go into this bed, because I'm a huge believer in companion planting and utilizing as much available real estate in the garden as possible. Yeah, so I don't know. I got to figure that out, because while I am totally, as one of the viewers over at Epic Garden called myself, Jacques, and Gardner Scott called us flower fellas. Yes, while I am totally a flower fella, I do like to have my vegetables and fruit mixed along with my flowers as well. So I want to pick something that's going to go in this bed that's going to also be drought tolerant, just like these alyssums, because that's the one thing when it comes to companion planting is you want to have plants together that, one, of course, work together, right? As far as their nutrient requirements and so forth, but then also as far as their watering as well. Like for instance, if I was growing like a hibiscus sorrel, and then I also interplanted some thyme around that sorrel, that really wouldn't work, because the requirements for watering for the sorrel is going to be completely contrast to that of the thyme. So now my original plan was, I think for that bed, yes, I actually did have a plan. My original plan was to put asparagus in that bed, which I'm still going to do asparagus. But now I don't know if I want to necessarily dedicate that bed to asparagus, because if you're not familiar with growing asparagus, which I know some of you might be, but if you're not, asparagus is one of those plants you plant once and then you're growing for 20 years. So it's a perennial that will keep coming back literally for 20 years on you. So wherever you're going to plant it, make sure you're there for the long haul. Because thus far, as far as the beds that's already been planted and are ready to go out in this new gardening area for this season, I do have my potatoes that are in this bed here. And if you're wondering, what is this cage on the top of your soil? What are you doing? Let me explain. Believe it or not, This is actually for pest prevention. Um, the interesting thing about growing in a kind of semi-rural area that I'm in, it's funny because I'm an urban gardener, kind of growing in a semi-urban, semi-rural kind of environment. But growing out here, we get all walks of life, literally. This week alone, throughout my garden and throughout my yard, I've had visits from skunks, possums, armadillos, raccoons. Those are my normals. But I've also been getting some kind of like weasel type animal. And, I can only see it at night. It's on my security camera. I put a video up a while back, and a lot of folks have responded what they think it is. And I don't have a really good picture of it. But it's some kind of weasel, ferret, mink type creature. I'm not really sure. And the little joker has been digging in my soil. It's not here for my vegetative growth. It's not here for my plants. It's here for grubs. And so in an attempt to kind of deter him, I put this panel right over these potatoes because I don't want him digging up my potatoes. And my potatoes are actually just starting to sprout, so I want to protect them as much as possible. Once I start getting enough top vegetative growth, I will remove this panel, or I might keep it here. I haven't 100% decided yet. But as of right now, I've had this panel on here for the last month, and this bed has not been disturbed at all. But then again, neither has my broccoli or my black seeded Simpson lettuce. He hasn't messed with them. He or she has not messed with them at all. So that's why I think once I get enough vegetative growth on the potatoes, I think it might be completely fine to go ahead and pull that cage up and use it in some other fashion. Oh, and you know what? While I have you here, this is specifically a quick tip for my Texans, maybe the South surrounding area. I'm not 100% sure where all their locations are at. But this is about the store Atwoods. They are not a sponsor, but I always like sharing a good deal whenever I can. Just yesterday, this is one of my strawberry beds. And in this bed, I currently have a couple of Chandlers. Yeah, I think that's what I have in here. I want to say they're Chandlers. I have Chandlers growing in here right now, but as you can see, I have strawberry starts, and these are Sequoias. These Sequoias came from the store Atwoods. Check and see if you have an Atwoods near you. If you're in Texas, more than likely you do. But my wife picked these up yesterday. She saw strawberries. She knows how much our family loves strawberries, and she said, hey, you want some? So while Sequoia is not necessarily one of my preferred varieties, Sequoia is definitely still a good June bearing strawberry that we can definitely grow out here in North Texas with no problem. So I'm thinking about adding a couple of these Sequoias in here with the Chandlers, so we can get a little bit of a strawberry diversification. Oh, but the whole point of me telling you about that is that these starts were 99 cents. I almost forgot the most important part of the whole message. Yes, 99 cents. So if you have an Atwoods near you, do a Google search, see if there's an Atwoods near you. Go check them out because 99 cents starts. That is an awesome deal. And as we can see from, let's pull this one here. Many of these strawberries, they are already ready to start bearing fruit. So these are some good plants. I've grown them before. They're from a grower by the name of Red Dirt. I want to say that Red Dirt is from Oklahoma. But yeah, I've grown these before and I've always had great results. So should you get the chance, check out Atwoods, 99 cent starts. So spring growing season is almost upon us out here in Texas. And for all of my subscribers that are up north, look, I apologize. I empathize with you. I know, like, for instance, one of my friends, she's out in New York right now, and I think they're under like several feet of snow. Don't worry. Spring is coming for you too soon. Oh, and with that being said, in the description, I will make sure to drop the link for the botanical interest Alyssum Oriental Nights in case you're interested in getting some of these to add to your garden. Now, I'm planting mine in my raised beds, but these plants are perfect for containers as well. So if you are a grower that grows in containers, living in an apartment or condo or something, don't think that you can't grow these. You can totally grow these in containers as well with no problem. Complete side note, I get distracted very easily. It's part of being a, I guess, an ADHD gardener. But I'm out here and I'm starting to notice the first buds coming back on my Climax blueberry. And wow. Yeah, that's how I know it's getting close to spring for sure. So yes, my friends, I am excited to see the growing season upon us, to say the least. But I think it's not just going to be a fantastic growing season for me, but it's also going to be for you as well, and that is what truly excites me, because growing our own food, growing our own plants, um, it's something special about that. At least I think so. I don't know, but I'm a little bit of a sap. But hey, it has been amazing speaking with you as always. Talk to you again real soon.